Luton Town was in the Premier League division during the last season, but unfortunately, they got relegated back to the Championship division. They managed to secure the 18th position with a total of 26 points, with 6 wins, 8 draws, and 24 losses. But today, Luton Town have hired me with the aim of taking them back to the Premier League, winning them a ton of trophies. But of course, there are challenges that I have to follow in this career. The first one, I have to make sure that within one season, I replace all the players in the team with the youth academy graduates. And for the second objective, I will not be allowed to make any signings unless the team qualifies for the Champions League. And for the final challenge, we will need to win a treble within 10 seasons. If I fail all the challenges, then the career will be considered as a failure. So this is the squad that we're going to start with, but it is only going to last for one season before it needs to be replaced. At the start of the next season, I will need to replace all these players with academy graduates. Of course, we all know what this means. It means we will need to do a lot of scouting during the first season. So let's check out our youth squad. The squad is not that good, but the ratings and the potential it's not good enough. So I'll just release these players, leaving behind only one of them who has got some good potential. Now we are only going to be left with Jakub Juruska. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, but that is the only youth remaining. For the first season, we have a budget of 14 million. This is definitely not gonna be good enough to hire the scouts and do the scouting projects, but we're gonna have to work with it. First of all, we need to hire some youth scouts, but we'll release this one first. It's not good enough. Then we'll be looking for. Aha! We have got several five-star scouts. So we'll start here. We hire them. As long as we get the good scouts, they will definitely bring us better talents. And with good talents, we can develop the squad. Even if it's gonna take some time, but at least with good talents, youths with potential, we're gonna build a squad that is definitely gonna help us win the Champions League. Of course, we're not just aiming for the Champions League, but we need to win a treble. That means a Premier League, FA Cup, and a Champions League. But just hiring the scouts has already brought our budget down to 4 million. This is not good. We had to hire good scouts because we needed them to look for talents, but without the money to sign the youths, it's gonna be a little difficult. So I'm making a decision. For the first season, we're gonna transfer list a few players here. The players that are not considered that important to the squad, at least not the starting 11 players. So we can gain some cash from them, and then that money will be used in signing the youth into our academy. For Alfie Doughty, we're gonna renew his contract. We want him to stay a little longer. I basically don't want to see him leaving on a free transfer when we can gain some cash from him so that it can boost our academy project. And with that out of the way, we are now going to select a tactical preset. I'm going to play with the wing play style, and then we're going to hire a few batches of coaches. There are not that many good coaches right now, but we're going to hire more and more coaches later on. For the youth academy to develop, we need the coaches. So the better the coaches, the better the development of the youth academy. And there we go. They are not that good, but we can hire more later on. Time for the scouting project. We are going to send our first scout to Europe, directly to Belgium, and it's gonna be a project for 3 months. And we're going to look for center back, a CDM, a center mid, and maybe, let me see, a right back. And for our second scout, we're gonna send him all the way to Italy. We're gonna take the project for 3 months as well. We'll be looking for a goalkeeper. And for our final scout, we're gonna send him to Europe, North Europe, directly to England, and we're gonna have this project run for 3 months. We're gonna look for a striker, a right winger, left winger, a central midfielder, Now we just hope that the scouts will bring us some good talents. Otherwise, the project is gonna be a little difficult to accomplish. On the other hand, we have already begun receiving offers for our players and we're gonna accept them directly, no negotiations. We have finally completed a few cells, which is going to enable us to complete the youth academy project for quite a while. And it has already been 7 months, and we're gonna continue simulating from the very first day until the 7 months, and basically we're gonna simulate the entire career for the first season. To say the truth, the team is not performing that bad in the championship division, which is to be expected considering that it was from the Premier League. And during the 7 months, we promoted quite a few players to the senior team and we put them under a development plan. We want them to develop as fast as possible so that they can be able to compete in the Premier League. One might argue that I could have put the entire team under a development plan, but I just thought that let me focus on the youth squad alone. In the youth academy, we have got quite a few players, but we're going to promote a few of them that are at least 17 years old to avoid them running away and at the same time to create space for new youngsters to join our academy. Basically, our academy is filled to the brim. And right now, we have basically replaced almost everyone in the team with academy graduates. Everyone in the starting 11 is an academy graduate right now. And at this moment, we don't have to receive any offers for those players from our academy. So we're going to block all the offers for them to ensure that nobody tries to steal them from us. Okay, now let's continue simulating to the end of the season. And I just hope that we don't get promoted to the Premier League so that we can allow those youngsters to develop before they can finally join the Premier League. We have finally reached the end of the season, and as you know, there are a few players within the team that are still part of the old squad, and the first thing that I'm gonna do now is to transfer list them so that we can sell them maybe by the end of this season before the season really ends, or maybe during the start of the next season. I just want to make sure that only those from the youth academy are the ones that are remaining within the squad. Right now, the more money we get, the better it is for our academy project. We have already begun receiving offers for the players that we transfer listed, and of course we're gonna accept all of them. With the season coming to an end, we managed to finish 7th, which is a good thing. At least we avoided the 6th place, which is for the playoffs. Other people, this might actually be some kind of bad luck, but for us it is good luck. You know, I was simulating everything, and if we had gotten promoted it would have been bad. Well, competition is good, but we need the team to develop first before we can get into the Premier League, unless we want to be relegated immediately after we are promoted. And that is the end of our first season. Let's meet during the second season as we continue using the academy graduates and see how they are going to perform within the championship division and see if they can get promoted to the Premier League.